Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? I'm the Zabin Yo, Zabin here on Broadcast Zabin, and I was supposed to do this a lot earlier. In fact, yesterday, as you could tell by the timer, but I was pretty darn tired, so I didn't really come around to it. I saw that Barbecue Chicken ended up messaging me. He was like, "Hey, new item shop," and I was like, "Oh man, it's ready the next day." So I was pretty tired. Went to sleep, woke up. It's pretty. I don't know, I was well rested, I suppose, but point is, we're here at the item shop. I like to give my thoughts and opinions on all of these. If you're new to the channel, it's what I like to do. Not only that, if you're also new, we like to separate the featured from the daily, and this time around, we do have a special offer section, which is pretty darn big, so this is definitely going to be, one of the you know, larger-ended reviews, I guess, of the item shop. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna separate each of these, and in special featured, we're probably gonna take it a little bit differently, and I'm going to explain to you why right now. And that is the show. We have a new concert going on right now in Party Royale. At least we'll start later today. Here it is. Diplo presents Thomas Wesley. It says right here, it starts June 25th, today, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. For me, that'll be 8 p.m. So, we'll just have to see how that goes down. But honestly, I think that's pretty cool that we got another concert going on. And as you can tell, it is dressing up for a showdown or for a hoedown. Put on your spurs and get ready for Diplo Presents Thomas Wesley premiere. So I'm assuming that this concert is definitely very Western themed. I mean, Diplo's even wearing his little cowboy hat, so maybe he has an outfit going on. So special offers section is, you can see, very Western style with Rustler, Frontier. I mean, heck, maybe even Desperado fits the theme. Rio Grande, Deadfire. And of course, I mean, let me look at Desperado really quick. I mean, all he has is this and a hat, so But even Nightlife, which is a glow-in-the-dark skin that changes colors based on what emote you're doing, or actually any emote you do will make it change colors. So we'll save that for later. My thoughts and opinions on that are going to be very different from what we have going on in the daily and featured. So let's get right into it. Start with the featured, starting with Manic. Now, honestly, my thoughts on this, it would always, like, I feel different. I feel like it's an okay default just because of the fact that it's just plain, like, black with, like, a little bit of gear on it. Not really much, but what is kind of shining, in my opinion, is definitely the tattoos and the little face mask. And even though it is covered, I can tell this is my favorite default just based on the eyes. That's how much attention I pay to. I think this is something I'd get. I feel like at one point in my life, I'd probably end up getting this skin just because I've, again, fallen quite onto the trend of these default-looking skins. Not regular defaults, but custom defaults. Next is Beef Boss. Now, I already have this skin, and that's because I love Berbers, okay? You know, like, it's a pretty basic Berber when you think about it. All it is, I mean, if you get rid of that tongue, is 2 buns with some cheese and a tomato. And that's it. And then you got yourself a Beef Boss here. Not too bad. I mean, he's definitely a classic skin. I think there's hints of Beef Boss and Tomato Head in Season 2. Or Chapter 2, sorry. So, at least we know the characters in general, like Beef Boss and Tomato Head, aren't, like, dead or killed off in some way. The Patty Whacker makes sense. If you're going to flip burgers, you need to have a spatula. And they have a giant spatula. It's not as bent as it probably should be, but then again, who really cares? But it's a spatula, it's got some grease on it, not too bad. I'm surprised they didn't make another version or an alternate style to that where it's cleaner. And then you got the Flying Saucer. Get it? Flying Saucer, because these are sauces. I mean, even though you say, no, that's ketchup, it's still a sauce. So, salt, pepper. I mean, that's all you really need to season a beef patty. Some pickles on here, which I'm assuming Beef Boss has pickles. I'm guessing these are French fries, and that's not bad. I mean, you cannot go and get a burger without some French fries. Come on. Now, this one, I think, is probably the worst of the bunch, if I'm honest. And that is Flapjacky and Growler. Because, I mean, all it is, and it's cool that it has an alternate style. Like, this one looks more sinister. And if anything, this fits the theme of what happened in the last season of Shadow and Ghost kind of going against one another, so I feel like this kind of fits perfect too. But it's not bad. I think overall this is a skin that isn't bad. just because, you know, it's like animal themed, and then you have like this weird interesting outfit, so it's definitely unique in a way. And in the back bling is just this rabbit, but it looks unique enough to sort of stand out from the bunch. So I feel like it's good, but is it like the best or the greatest? Not really. It'd be something I get probably, but I'd probably stick with the black and white style for this one. Now Growler, on the other hand, is a little weird to me because I don't understand why like this is a face. I mean, I get that it's a hoodie or whatever, but why is this like the face? Get what I mean? Black and white theme, not too bad. I think it's just a little weird looking. The face is interesting. I feel like this had potential of being something on its own, but instead they just put it on this and they're like, alright, we call it a day. I think this one's a little worse compared to the Flapjacky, so Growler, definitely not on my go-to. You know what I mean? It does come with a pickaxe, an interesting one. They could have added some detail here maybe, but they didn't. But an interesting little pickaxe, a weird robotic scythe looking thing, which is definitely interesting, regardless of the materials and whatnot. And now this is actually pretty cool, because if you actually preview the styles, what changes is the lettering here, and I'm assuming this is Japanese. And this one says dog, and then this one says rabbit. So that's pretty cool. So in a way, you can kind of change it. I mean, it's not much, but you can sort of change it. I think they should have had another section for color, so that way this would have been also black and white. They kind of missed out on that opportunity, and that could have made, I think, a bit of a difference, enough to get some more sales. Alright, so here we got the daily. We got two here that actually look pretty good. I'm going to start with Double Cross. Now, Double Cross was a skin that I think I still want. I think it just because I like the idea of just this like person who's just lounging around. But then they have an eye patch, so it's like, what the heck? You know, I like the idea of like this thing here, this there, you know, like a spy who was like on a vacation or something, and then, you know, like something you would see out of like James Bond. I feel, oh, maybe not James Bond, he doesn't really go on vacation, never leaves the suit. The point is, like some type of agent who was probably just like on a beach, and they're like, oh, you gotta get apprehend the target, but then somehow they get caught, so then they, you know, pull out the gun or whatever. I don't know, I just feel like that's what it is. I would say get rid of the eye patch, honestly. I feel like that ruins the look a bit. But other than that, I still like the way that this skin looks. Tactics Officer. This one is actually not too bad. For a default, I really do like the colors on this one. It's a purple with an orange stripe that cuts... Oh, actually, it's two stripes. There's a big one and a smaller one. But the smaller one cuts all the way down the pants, which is like a... I don't know what color this is. Like a... I want to say it's like a brown mixed with like maybe a dark peach, I would say. And then it cuts down the boot to the strap, which is holding the purple armor. I think this isn't too bad for a season 2 skin. 800 V-bucks. This is kind of nice. Next, we got the Sharky, which is interesting. I mean, I wouldn't say interesting, but it definitely looks nice. It's just all white. It has a little bit of a, you know, like red thing here, which is like, you know, the cut that the shark has, I guess. The gills, and that's pretty much it. There really isn't much. 300 V-bucks, fair price. I just think it looks nice. Lastly, we got 3 emotes here, 2 of which I already have, so we're going to start off with the 2 that we have, which is Reanimated from Season 3. Next, we got Drop the Bass. And then the one that we don't have is Party Hips. That's all this is. So, with that said, I'm going to do the usual review, which is the featured and the daily. This is specially offered right now. It's going to be its own little segment because it does have a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start off with the featured. Honestly, I think the best is Beef Boss, just because Beef Boss is an iconic skin. It's a character that I feel like a lot of people really will like. Maybe a lot of people don't use Beef Boss, but personally, I like Beef Boss. I want the mode to bring back the Mascot Royale or something like that, where it's Beef Boss and Tomato Head fighting each other. I feel like that'd be awesome to have in the game, even as late as it is, as you know. Just bring it back. I feel like that would be pretty fun, especially with the newer weapons and whatnot. You know, it could be something. between Manic and these, I feel like I'm a little split, because Manic, I feel like, in a way, doesn't have enough to me to be like, yeah, I'd want to get this. I mean, I do kind of want it just because it's cheap and it's default, but at the same time, Flapjacky over here is unique enough that, like, I kind of want to get it, but I really don't at the same time. Like, nothing about it says, like, yeah, like, you're unique, but nothing says, like, yeah, you know, I want to keep using you all the time, so. It's a little weird picking between these two. But I'm gonna go with Manic on this one, just because I feel like I'd rather be safe than sorry, you know? Like, I feel like it just works. But personally, I think I would go with Tactic Officer over Manic. Just saying. For the daily, I think I still am gonna go Double Cross on this one, just because I like the idea, again, of just someone who's, you know, maybe on some vacation somewhere, just straight relaxing, and then at a moment's notice, whoosh, they got their gun, they got this. I still don't get why they had to put the little eye patch on there. I don't think that was even necessary, but they did. I like it. But I also do like Tactics Officer, because I wouldn't even mind having this. Like, I genuinely would use this default. I think a lot of people don't use these defaults. They like to just use the plain regular defaults, which suck. But Tactics Officer and Double Cross, I think, are just pretty much, like, they're pretty good in this. I just would go with Double Cross over Tactic Officer because, again, I just like the idea of this looking more spy-like, even though it really just isn't. Sharky's a good emote, a good rap. But between these emotes, I would have to give Reanimated number 1, Drop the Bass number 2, and then Party Hips number 3. The reasoning to me why I'm saying that is because Reanimated, personally, I just enjoy a lot more. The music, the emotes, everything about this, I just prefer a lot more. Now, nothing is wrong with Drop the Bass. I do like Drop the Bass. All it is just you as a DJ, so depending what, you know, like, clearly it doesn't really work too much with a skin like this, because the hand clips through the helmet, or the mask of Cuddle Team Leader. But that's all it is, it's just you're a DJ, so it's not bad. The music isn't horrible, I like it. But I feel like this is kind of like exclusive to some skins, get what I mean? And then Party Hips, of course, is the last of the bunch, just because of the fact that this is it. Like, you're just left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Like, that's it. There's nothing else to this emote. Of course, there's a couple other emotes that I've said that should definitely have been in this price range, but they haven't, so it's kind of unfortunate. So, final thoughts, again, just a recap. Beef Boss set, Manic, and then these people last. Double Cross over Tactics Officer, but if you want a nice looking default, definitely get Tactic Officer. Sharky's a good, and then recommended between these three, Reanimated 1, Drop the Bass 2, and Party Hips 3rd. Now, we're finally moving on to the special offers here. Now, some of these I actually wanted, not gonna lie. The ones that I wanted out of these was Nightlife, Rio Grande, Rustler. I don't remember seeing Frontier with this one. Maybe I have and I just don't remember. But definitely Deadfire, because what's interesting about Deadfire is it says, by dealing more damage or outliving other players, he transforms into like this ghost character, if it'll show it. There it is, like that. So he is a very interesting character, by either eliminating people or simply, or not, eliminating works. It just says, by dealing damage or outliving other players, you can change sort of the way you look, and so does your pickaxe here, which I think is pretty dang awesome, no lie. Look, even the back bling is the same thing. Dealing damage or outliving players, it reacts. So a lot of these I've already wanted. So I'm just gonna go through these and sort of give you my thoughts and opinions on them, and rather why I like these. And that's pretty much it. So I feel like we have to start off with Nightlife, right? Nightlife is very recent. The Nightlife skin started back in Season 2 when they featured Diplo in his own little concert going on, and I was like, you know what, that's pretty cool. So, seeing how it came back, I'm assuming every time there's going to be an in-game concert, we will get the Nightlife skin back, which I'm completely fine with. The patterns and colors change. Apparently the patterns, I don't know, I think the pattern might stay somewhat the same. But this all changes when you are with music. So, right now, if you play Battle Royale, or if you go into the main, I think maybe the main part of Party Royale, or maybe you go far, I don't know. But point is, you go into Battle Royale, and you're using this skin, it will just stay doing this. If you had the skin and did an emote, or somebody near you is doing an emote, it will change its colors. So I think that's pretty cool. And overall, and then that just, you know, it goes all over. I kind of wish in a way it also went over the face. But you know, it's kind of cool as it is. I like the concept and idea of like all the colors moving around in a certain way, and then of course when you let music playing, it changes colors. And I think maybe the hair does the same. I don't know if the hair is also reactive, but definitely the outfit is. Rio Grande. Now, personally, I like this because it's a default that is trying to be a cowgirl, and I'm a big sucker for like cowboys and stuff because Red Dead Redemption. So that's literally why I like this. It has more of a I mean, when you get a star like this, you know that's a sheriff, somebody who's of authority. So it is a lot of money. It is 1,200. The back bling is literally just a bag with a map on it and this. So this makes me feel more like you're not really a sheriff. You're just somebody who has the star just because. I think they could have took the star off. But it's not a bad looking, you know. In the picture, it shows the hat being like brown, but it clearly isn't brown. Like it's white. But regardless of that, I think it looks awesome. I like it. I'd want to get it. Again, I'm just kind of a sucker for the cowboy stuff. Now his is decked out. I'm talking like all the way to the brim. And his is a mix of a couple things. Not only is it just a Western styled skin, but it's also one that, you know, transforms into a ghost. So it's like this, I should say, is a skin that came out during Halloween. So it makes sense for like this character in a way to also turn into a ghost, but I think it's awesome the fact that he is able to turn into a ghost. So as you can see, he's got a lot of like stitched up spots everywhere, right? Patches and whatnot, but overall he looks like this decked out like cowboy person. I wish there was a way for me to just transform him right now into the ghost, because I feel like that's so awesome that he can do that. But again, like, I'm kind of a sucker for cowboys. Wild West is definitely the theme that I like, so this is awesome. I like it. And of course they're doing the little, I guess it's a cliche at this point, but they're adding a star on him, but he is technically a good guy. So his pickaxe definitely is very spectral like the shape of it for one is very unique, and the rigid edges and whatnot, like it's very unique as it is. And the fact that this will eventually be ghost like with him and having like ghostly flames and whatnot is pretty dang awesome. I wonder if swinging it does anything. Ooh, even the sound of it. Hold on. No. That's such an interesting sound. But, can you change? Yeah, look, there he goes. There's a ghost right there. That looks awesome. Okay. Now, these, I only like Rustler the most. Frontier probably be second, but Desperado isn't really so, just because it's a Season 1 skin, which I don't know if this is rare or anything. Like, for all I know, they probably brought it back because he's rare. Maybe they brought it back because of bandana. I don't know. But he doesn't stand out enough with the rest of the gang, in my opinion, to be like, yeah, you know? So he's a big X on the list. Frontier, I mean, it's Jonesy this time around as a cowboy, which isn't too bad. I think it works pretty well. You know, the fact that he's not blonde, right? It doesn't look too bad. It has like a cow print underneath, which is nice. So again, if you're definitely into the whole cowboy thing, kind of like I am, and plus he comes with a thing of TNT, which is nice, this might be for you. And then of course, Rustler, in my opinion, what a cutie. This one is just, in my opinion, that's just like, cute and hot. You know what I mean? So it wins the race for me. But again, it still fits the theme of like the cowboy cowgirl style. You know, you got like the, well, I mean, it isn't. Is it plaid? It is. It's just really hard to see. Breads sort of blend in with one another. She's got jeans. She's got the Wrangler boots, right? Got some gloves on. The hat. It all comes together. Some of these aren't really that. Like, they're just default. And then they just change some of the stuff, you know? Same thing. Default. They just try to change it up. So this one is like straight up purely intended to be Wild West. This one, same thing, Wild West, but these two work the best out of them all. So, in my opinion, I mean, that's why I like some of these. Western, not even Western at all, get out of here. We're intended to look that way. They do have pickaxes, I forgot to mention. which is interesting. So this one's got a cow or bull skull with a little cowboy hat on it. I like that. And then this one is simply just an axe that has a spur on it right here. And that's pretty much it. I mean, it looks nice. The handle is really red. And then, of course, I forgot to mention Knee Slapper. With that said, this is an emote that I do want. But with that said, and seeing how it seems like they want us to dress up like this, some type of Western look, it's kind of hard to say, at least at the moment. But I did say if there was going to be another concert that I would just go with this default, which is a glow-in-the-dark skin. If it'll show up, there we go. Because I feel like it makes sense to have this, you know? But at the same time, whoops, I do have, oh no, I didn't make a set. I do have a one Western skin. Or actually, no, you're not very Western. I mean, you kind of look like you could be, but you're more like an adventurer look. Where is she at? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know which one I'm talking about. If I can find her, that'd be fantastic. Could have sworn she was up here in the gold. Oh, right here. Calamity. Because when you go through the different styles, like this literally is just like the starting cowgirl, right? This one is like very, you know, obviously Western a little more. And then like covers up and that, and then the glow in the dark style with a little thing on it, and then there's all these different colors you can have onto it. I don't know why they have black on here. Maybe just so like when you have, I don't know, something like this. I just feel like it makes sense to use one of the other colors because it glows. So I don't know. I think for the sake of just attending and seeing how it's not only just Diplo, but Young Thug and Noah Cyrus that is also going to be on the thing, we'll stick with this skin. I should be left with about 1,750 V-Bucks, but I am going to buy this. Yep. And this is an emote that I've been wanting for quite a while. So, you know, if you guys want to hook me up with party hips, please do. But with that said, that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at the item shop and sort of giving my thoughts on it. Hopefully you took it with a grain of salt. By all means, you guys can give your thoughts and opinion on it as well. All you need to do is go into the comment section down below. Or if you would like to be a little bit more direct, join the Discord. Link is in the description of this video. And of course, do be respectful of one another, please. I don't want to have to kick anybody out. With that, you know, the fact that we're going to have this show going on, I do have my privacy as public. So if you guys would like to go ahead and be a part of this with me, all you need to do is join up in my lobby around 7 p.m., which is when they update the item shop. That's all you need to do. I will be online for the item shop. I'm going to try to give one more review on the item shop, and then you guys can, of course, come and join. With that said, I am not going to stream the event, but in fact record it and then put it up for you guys to be able to see on the Zabin Project. So if you haven't subscribed to here or the Zabin Project, please do. We are very close to 100 subscribers on here, but not even close to 50 on the other one. So please definitely subscribe to the other one. It does take time for me to edit videos. And plus, I need a new computer. Very recently, our computer just... I tried to do a reset and delete a lot of stuff, but it just ran into a lot of errors, and now the computer is just useless. So definitely subscribe. And of course, if you would like to help fund us, I am thinking about getting an Elgato, probably a used one, but I'm thinking about getting an Elgato and being able to start up a new thing on this channel as well as the other channel, which will be simply streaming Smash Bros. Ultimate as a like tournament. You know, not only will, like, some I'll do without, you know, not being a tournament, but others, like, I do want to do a tournament style video for you guys where I'll probably get maybe 10 of you guys and it will all be via Cash App. So if you guys don't have Cash App, you know, definitely do. And of course, if you want to donate, link is also down below. But I think once we get like a capture card and we're like, hey, we want to do a tournament thing, tell your friends, let you know, blah blah blah, then we'll open up a section where it'd be like, oh, you guys, you know, and this is literally how a local tournament near me does it, so I figured it'd be the same way with you guys. Is all you do is you give in about like $5 or $10, depending, you know, what we feel like that day. It'll all be accepted via Cash App, and then we'll give you guys, the winner, a certain cut of that. So if there's only like 10 or maybe 15 of you guys, it'll probably be like 85% to the first place, and then the rest go into the second place. And then if it breaks, maybe the 15 going like 16 to, I don't know, 20, maybe 30, then we'll have a first, second, and third place winner. And then I think if it goes any higher than like 30, then I don't know. We'll just have to figure that out. But the math is going to be hard, but we'll have to figure it out. But yeah, again, I want to get an Elgato and do all this for you guys, but at the moment, we just do not have it. So if you want to fund, I'm accepting through Cash App. So please do. Please. Link is down below along with the Discord link. But I'll see you guys next time. Please, as always, stay healthy.